The Commission dismisses allegations of voter fraud in the last referendum, insisting that contents of a viral video are not real.
After analyzing the videos and conducting the necessary investigations, our conclusion is that the videos are not real. The videos circulated on the social media present crucial questions for consideration.
We have details of the Commission's internal investigations as the EC chair vows to protect the integrity of her outfit.
We would rather have 1, 2, 3 or 4 or 5 people in jail sentenced for criminality than to mar the integrity and the credibility of the Commission.
And also in this edition, government denies claims that all service providers under the NHIS, describing the NDC as a party which suffers credibility crisis.
The National Health Insurance Scheme is brilliant. It is clear the NDC and its leadership continue to suffer credibility crisis on several matters, and they cannot and must not be trusted.
We'll get to hear from the Deputy Information Minister and an NHIS boss who says the all-time capital investment was started by the NDC.
And also coming up in business, mining firms express readiness to support government revive Western Railway line.
And also tonight, Aviation Minister accuses minority of seeking to score cheap political points with suggestions that government is planning to hand over management of the airport to a Turkish firm.
I'm here to see the documentation, read, understand, and know what they're talking about. So I think the question should go more to those who are putting this out. If some people undertake some cheap political shot mode.
And later,
Manchester United in final moments of preparation to redeem its image at the Camp Nou for a quarter-final leg against Barcelona.
well, if you support and you know your God lives, send us a message 0244340437. God is still in the miracle business. My name is Evans Mensah.
I am Emma Fapo. And the Electoral Commission is tonight dismissing allegations of voter fraud in the referendum that led to the creation of the 6 new regions. A viral video that emerged after the referendum has persons purporting to be EC officials thumbprinting some ballot papers.
Well, the Electoral Commission says its investigations into these alleged malpractices cannot be authenticated. The EC argues that persons captured in the video were not EC officials from Ghana. Speaking at the news conference a while ago, the Deputy Commissioner in charge of operations, Samuel Tete, says the insignificant irregularities occurred at the polls that occurred at the polls cannot be said to have affected the credibility of the referendum.
The videos that started circulating in the social media immediately after the referendum, alleging or suggesting multiple voting, was a source of worry to the Commission. After analyzing the videos and conducting the necessary investigations, our conclusion is that the videos are not real. The videos circulated on the social media present crucial questions for consideration. This stance has been informed by the following reasons. 1. Since we did not issue staff identity cards for the temporary staff, all election officials were given election officials jackets at the polling station just before the commencement of the voting and were taken back immediately after the results had been declared at the polling station. The question is, how come that none of the officials cited in all the videos was wearing the election officials jacket? Again, these officials were not recruited online. They were recruited by returning officers and the technicians in conjunction with the district electoral officers. They personally recruited them and trained them. The returning officers handed the election materials to the officials personally, and they also went around monitoring and had personal interactions with these officials on the voting day. Finally, the election officials submitted the election results and materials back to the returning officers after everything was over. With these interactions, the returning officers could have actually identified the faces of the people involved if they were really the staff of what? The Commission. A critical look at one of the videos in which somebody was thumbprinting ballot papers outside the screen reveals that even the ballots did not bear the conspicuous yellow and brown colors for yes and no, respectively, as appeared on the ballot for the referendum. It is instructive to note that all the documents we used for the referendum bore the original logo with a coat of arms which had been reintroduced before the referendum. This leaves much questions to be answered. The video did not indicate the locations and the time that the incidents took place, and since the Commission does not have the capacity to establish when, where, and how the videos were shot, things in the video continue to be a mystery till now.
So you have Samuel Tete, he's the Deputy Commissioner in charge of operations. My colleague Parker Wilson attended that press conference and joins us in the studio with further clarification on that. So Parker, the EC Commissioner dealt with one of the videos that went viral, but there was another video taking near a graveyard. Did he dismiss that video too?
Yes, in fact, he conceded that happened somewhere in Jasikan district. Now, the polling station number is CMB Shed D18010. So that will be in the Oti region. Now, he said that the video, the gentleman who was in the video has been interrogated, and he conceded again to the claim that indeed he took the video because he was excited about the process. He wanted people to know that he was really participating in the referendum. So we can listen to him.
In connection with the second video taken from a location near a grave, our investigation indicates that the said polling station, which the CMB Shed D18012, exists in the Jasikan district in the Oti region. The gentleman who took the video was interrogated by the district officer, but he claimed he was excited to witness the referendum taking place, and as a result decided to take the video with his phone. However, we should also take a critical look at the video, and you can find out that if you look at the voter who was allegedly doing multiple voting, you cannot actually tell exactly what a person was actually doing in a booth. You only find out that the hand was just moving to the screen and then out, to and out. Whatever the voter was actually doing in the booth was not actually established. You can all bear with us that with the current technology that we have, it is easy to have such a video. In conclusion, we can conveniently say that in as much as we accept that some irregularities might have occurred, and I have explained what we mean when we say irregularity, these are not consistently recorded even across the regions. The irregularities were not widespread and systematic in the affected regions, and therefore not infractions of the electoral process. In spite of the few challenges experienced, the referendum was generally peaceful and very successful.
Now, he wasn't alone. We're told that all three commissioners were at this press conference, and we're told that the IGP has also been petitioned to investigate this. Did they put out that findings also?
Yes, let's establish that this, what we are talking about this evening, is about the EC's internal investigation. Okay. Now, you recall that when the thing happened, they pledged that they were going to investigate it. So this afternoon, when they were speaking to us, they had already indicated to us that they had already also filed an official complaint to the IGP. They want him to investigate the matter.
I'm sure that this may be the first time that the EC has contacted the IGP, to take up matters such as this. I do not believe that this is the first time some such things have happened, but we consider it very grave because the EC has its integrity and its credibility to protect. We are all aware that in the recent past, the EC has had some damage to its credibility, and we do not condone in any terms, acts that will seek to mar the integrity and the credibility of the EC. And so we are working very, very hard to restore any damage that has been done to the integrity of the EC. And we like to assure you and the general public that if any official, whether it's a permanent staff or a temporary staff, is found to involve himself or herself in such acts, the EC would not cover up at all. But as Mr. Tete mentioned, these are videos that have been in circulation for close to 5 months, and we have not had anybody coming with any concrete evidence. I think we've had many press releases of this. The police has a cyber crime unit, and we did say in our letter to them that they must employ their cyber crime unit to go into it. But from the videos that I have seen at the time, on the 28th of December and today, I do not see a difference. And I look forward, if you do have those videos, you should be able to show it to us. But we'd like to assure you and the general public that we'll rather have 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 people in jail sentenced for criminality than to mar the integrity and the credibility of the commission.
So you heard that the EC chair, Madam Jean Mensah, at that press conference a while ago.
Well, government has tonight denied claims by the opposition NDC that the National Health Insurance Scheme is highly indebted to service providers. At a news conference yesterday, the NDC claimed the scheme's indebtedness to service providers has contributed to the sharp decline in active membership in the last 2 years. The national organizer of the NDC, Sammy Gyamfi, warned the NHIS might collapse if government fails to reverse the trend.
The wanton misapplication of national health insurance funds stems largely from the obnoxious capping policy introduced by the Akufo-Addo government, through which, over the last 2 years, more than $1 billion Ghana cedis have been diverted for projects which are unrelated to the core objects of the national health insurance. You all know of the capping and realignment policy of government. In 2018, for example, the National Health Insurance Scheme budgeted that it was going to rake in a total revenue of 2.2 billion. More than 900 million of that amount was capped and used for so-called flagship programs. We all know the dire financial straits that the National Health Insurance Scheme has been in since time immemorial. And so to ensure the financial sustainability of the program, it behoves on government to introduce additional sources of revenue.
Well, in a sharp rebuttal today, CEO of the NHI, Dr. Lydia Jan-Selby, says the Commission does not owe its service providers beyond the regular 5-month period.
Currently, the claims bills that are coming to us are for people who went to the hospital in January 2019. It takes about 3 months after you've been seen for the clinics to bring us the bills. So until then, it is not an indebtedness. I don't have a bill for it. So the bills we have are from January 2019 going backwards. December came last month. We are working on it. As soon as it's ready, the report goes to the provider and we begin to pay. Currently, the gap is probably about 5 months. We need to get it down to about 3 months. That is a manageable gap for a social health insurance program. We cannot pretend there's any insurance program in the world that does not have a gap. It's how you manage that gap. As of when this administration took over in February 2017, we still had some February 2016 claims unpaid. Right now, anybody who has not been paid at least July 2018, that person has a problem. As in, their credentials are not right, their contract has expired, there's an issue with quality or safety of the patients at the clinic. There's something else going on. That's why that person has not been paid. We have communicated to all the providers. We have a special dedicated email account. If you feel you have not been paid when your colleagues have been paid, you send us an email, we will investigate. If there's something we have done, we will quickly rectify and pay you your money. So those days of I haven't been paid for 2 years and all that, it is gone.
So that's the CEO of the NHI, Dr. Lydia Jan-Selby. You also recall that the NDC at that press conference alleged that the government has illegally transferred over 17 million Ghana cedis of NHIS funds into a private fund management company, All Time Capital Investment, adding that the transaction was done without due diligence and risk assessment. But Deputy Information Minister Pius Ajide says the investment was actually started by the NDC in 2012. Let's get some reactions from the NDC's Communications Director, Sammy Gyamfi. Of course, he addressed that press conference yesterday. We're grateful for your time here on Newsnight. It looks like some of the claims that you made at your press conference yesterday, in fact, if it's not all, has been dismissed or denied by the government. You heard the CEO of the NHI saying that even if you're owing, it's just about a regular 5 months period. So how come you're saying contrary?
Thank you very much, Emerson. On the 28th of March, which was a Thursday, 2019, the Daily Graphic reported that the Central Regional Teaching Hospital is on its knees, begging the National Health Insurance Scheme to pay to it an amount of 6.1 million Ghana cedis that the scheme owes it. And that if that amount is not paid, the hospital would have to be shut down because of the negative effect that huge indebtedness is having on their operations. This is something the Central Regional Teaching Hospital came out to say, and which was published by the Daily Graphic. Is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Scheme going to deny that?
So you're using the Central Region case to give a general situation of the NHIs, because we spoke to the president of the service providers also in the Upper East yesterday, and he tells us that they're owing 11 months, of which government has cleared about 3 months. So give and take is within the period that government is claiming.
No, please. The interview you just played captured the spokesperson for the National Health Insurance Scheme as saying that government owes service providers probably claims covering a period of 5 months. That is what she said. You have confirmed to your listeners that you spoke to service providers, and some of them told you that they are owed areas covering a period of 11 months.
11, of which government has cleared 3, he says. Yes.
Leaving us 8 months. In our press conference, we said that government owes service providers in claims for a period covering almost 1 year. So, per the example you just cited, we are talking about 8 months, which is not, contrary to the information we put out there. We've spoken to other private clinics, other health care facilities who have told us that they are owed claims covering a period of 9 months, 10 months. So why is the lady talking about 5 months when, according to your own checks, some cases they are owing service providers to the tune of 8 months and so on? There is a publication by citynewsroom.com titled National Health Insurance May Grind to a Halt in 12 Months. And that headline is actually attributed to the National Health Insurance Authority boss. And this is something he said only recently, that currently the National Health Insurance Scheme is in a financial cul-de-sac. They are struggling. And that if something is not done urgently, the scheme will collapse in the next 12 months. Why are they coming out contriving all these responses? Is it because government is pressuring them to do that when not too long ago they themselves told us that their financial situation currently is very poor? So what we said was factual, and so far no other superior or contrary facts have been adduced by government or the authority to dispute that. Again, yesterday, MFA, we made a categorical allegation that is claimed by His Excellency the President of Ghana that his government has cleared a total of 1.2 billion Ghana cedis NHIS claim arrears it inherited from the Eswal Mahama regime was false. And we produced documentation to buttress that.
Okay, so you also provided documentation for another issue, another allegation that you made, that government has illegally transferred over 17 million Ghana cedis of the NHIS funds into a private fund management company. They've also been responding to that. The Deputy Information Minister says, in fact, you started this. You would want to listen to him, whilst the NHIS boss also has stated that the investment is still safe.
It will interest you, ladies and gentlemen, to note that investments into this private financial house, All Time Capital Limited, by the National Health Insurance Authority, was started by the Mahama-led administration in 2012. In fact, the placement of the first 5 million Ghana cedis in a 365-day fixed deposit investment took place on the 26th of July 2012, on the 26th of July 2012. The NDC continued to roll over the principal plus interest accrued and even made further investments with the same All Time Capital Limited. For the NDC to now turn around and accuse the current administration and the current government of the very action that the NDC did is incredibly mischievous and unbecoming of a political party seeking the mandate of the people. This further deepens the credibility crisis that the NDC suffers.
So you heard that the Deputy Minister of Information, Pius Ajide, but Sami, I would want you to hear the CEO also saying that the investment is still safe.
It will interest you, ladies and gentlemen, to note that...
Well, I can't provide that right now, but I'll do so shortly. But you heard Pius Ajide, for instance, at least you started it. At a point, you were even rolling over the principal interest accrued. So how come you're making these allegations now?
Okay, first of all, I think it's important for us to put this issue in the perspective. We raised an issue about the decision by the National Health Insurance Authority to invest an amount of 17.5 million Ghana cedis into All-Time Capital Limited without due diligence, without a proper risk assessment being done, and without any security. That transaction, MFA, is not a transaction that this government inherited from the ex-Wal Mahama administration.
So which one did they inherit? Which one did you start in 2012?
Transaction is not a road over transaction. You heard the Deputy Minister of Information tell you that the transactions the authority, entered into with this private financial company was for a period of 365 days. And that is the normal, period for fixed deposits. And so the 2012 ones, the 2013 ones, the 2014 ones were done on the basis of due diligence and proper risk assessment, which was done then. As a matter of fact, we actually requested for security from the company in the form of a lien over investments they had with other financial institutions to ensure that funds belonging to the people of this country and meant for the National Health Insurance Scheme was secured. That is what we call proper diligence. In their case, there was no security, there was no proper due diligence, there was no proper risk assessment done on the company as of 2018, and that is why today 17.5 million Ghana cedis belonging to the National Health Insurance Scheme is locked up.
So does your checks reveal, Sami, that the money is not safe? Is it an investment or not? Is it not safe?
Copies of correspondences between the authority and this private financial company, and it is apparent on the face of the record that according to the company, they are having liquidity issues. They are saying that their monies are locked up with their counterparties. And so they are unable to pay this amount, being it principal or interest. And that they are appealing to the National Health Insurance Authority to allow the said amount to run for an additional year. So clearly the company is having liquidity issues. They are unable to pay. We just need 6.1 million Ghana cedis to save lives at the Central Regional Teaching Hospital, and government cannot find that. And yet we have 17.5 million Ghana cedis locked up with a private financial company.
When you say locked up, I find it difficult understanding, Sami, just quickly, I find it difficult understanding when you say the money is locked up, when in fact the CEO of the NHIS is also telling us that that investment is still safe with All-Time Capital. You're doubting that?
It is not about what the CEO tells you. There is a very chief executive officer who took an investment decision without doing the proper checks and without doing the proper assessment. How do you expect this same person to come and tell you that I didn't do the right thing and the money is not safe? The documents must speak. That if you check the letters we gave your correspondent, for example, and you look at the letter the private financial company wrote to the National Health Insurance Authority, this is what the letter says. This: we are currently experiencing some challenges redeeming our investments from our counterparty.
Okay.
As per our discussion, we do humbly plead that you allow the investments to run for a year once we are ready to fully settle our obligations and so on. So clearly
but what you just read does not say that the investment is not safe. But I'll quickly want to find out from you, Sami. Why is it okay to invest in the same company in 2012 and not okay to invest in the same company maybe in 2018 or 2019?
The financial situation of a company is not static. A company can be solvent in 2015 and be insolvent in 2016. And that is why when we came into office in 2010, we established a fund management unit at the National Health Insurance Authority with a function to conduct risk assessment and due diligence as the basis of the investment decisions of the agency. So what that means is that at any given time, when the authority is taking a decision to invest or reinvest or increase their investment in any private financial company, risk assessment must be done, taking into consideration the current financial position of the company. You cannot be investing in a private company in 2018 on the basis of due diligence and risk assessment done on that company in 2012.
Okay, so quickly, what would the NDC do about this situation? Because we've heard from you, we've heard from the CEO.
No, you see, we have given you the letters, and I think it also behoves on you as a fourth estate of the realm to let the people of this country know the real fact. Since November 2018, the authority has been writing to All-Time Financial Capital that we need the money. We need the money to settle debts we owe service providers and so on. Since November, it's been 5 months now. The company has not been able to pay back. And as we speak now, there is no clear indication as to when the money will be paid. We are talking about the taxpayers' money here. We are talking about a scheme which is currently gasping for liquidity breath and which is actually affecting lives, affecting service providers and their capacity to discharge their services to the Ghanaian people. This is a very serious matter. So in any case, let me make it emphatically clear that under the Eswa Mahama regime, we never had a case, not even one, that money invested by the National Health Insurance Authority into private financial companies got locked up. Never. That is because we did all that needed to be done in all those cases. Something they failed to do. Because you see, the company could have been in a better financial situation 6 years ago. But that is not to say that currently the company's financials will be in the same, position it was 6 years ago. And so if you are investing in a company today, 2019, you need to take into consideration the prevailing financial conditions of the company.
We're grateful that you joined us. That's Sammy James speaking to us on the issues. And as you know already, yesterday we did check with the service providers themselves on this subject of whether they are owed or not. We spoke to the service providers in the Upper East region who told us that yes, they are owed for 11 months. Part of that has been paid already for 3 months, and they're still owed some 8 months. On this question of All-Time Capital, yes, we've seen the documentation surrounding it that indeed says that All-Time Capital requesting to hold the money invested with it for an additional year. Government says that is no indication that those monies there are unsafe. That's where we are on this matter. Listening to News Stand here on Joy 99.7 FM. A few of your messages coming through on the stories that you've heard so far here on the show. This one says,
the NPP, since assuming office, has discontinued almost every project that was initiated by John Mahama. So how come the NPP didn't discontinue the All-Time Capital investment? There's something in the soup. Yao from Taifa sends that one in. This one says, note that company can be strong today, but could collapse tomorrow. Some more of your messages that you're sending in via WhatsApp on this particular issue. It says it is welcoming news. The authorities of NHI has exposed the propaganda and the unfounded claims by Samiji Mfi. The NDC should give us a break because the ordinary Ghanaian is discerning and is better informed that the NHIA under President Akufo-Addo's government is much better than what it used to be under the Eswa Mahama-led regime.
So listen to News Night. Stay with us because we'll return. The Manchester United game against Barcelona is going to be on. Plus, we'll also bring you the story about the aviation minister accuses minority of seeking to score cheap political points with suggestions that government is planning to hand over management of the airport to a Turkish firm.
Protecting of our Ghanaian pride. 10 years of success, 10 years of loyalty. Your success, our passion, oh yeah. Your success, our passion.
Your success, our passion. This is what you've been waiting for. The internet experience you've been dreaming about. Welcome to Vodafone's Gigabit Net. Music, pictures, and large documents downloaded in seconds. Lessons from your favorite online masterclass streamed right into your bedroom. With Vodafone's Gigabit Net, it's not downloading, it's downloaded. It's not sending, it sends. It's not buffering, it's streaming. Switch to Vodafone and get the real 4G experience on Ghana's only Gigabit network. Get 100% bonus for every daily, weekly, or monthly bundle purchase via star 700 hash. The future is exciting. Ready?
Thank you, folks. On my A list today, show some love for Contractor EB. So, Contractor, what do you think about the country's changing skyline?
Oh, send them down there, Shurima. Across skyline, they change you.
Wow. Contractor, don't you get worried when you hear of buildings collapsing?
I'm not for an one on Tassam. It is the likability of using low quality product.
Please explain why.
Yeah, cement is no quality on the gasem. Village of Fefu. It was built with gasem. Says the gasem is all construction. Osi ho pumping. She N1. Can you tell market? But to Kano Kumasi Airport. Cape Coast Stadium. A trouble gas project in Gasebo. Messi what the quality. You know what is the quality?
Gasem, 3 cement grades, greater value. Gasem, the nation builder.
This Wednesday is Mega Wednesday at ShopRite. That means we have mega fresh produce at mega low prices. Like a sugar loaf pineapple for only 1 Ghana cedi, 49 pesos. And a 400 grams of hot cross loaf for just 3 Ghana cedis, 99 pesos. Get these and more mega savings at Mega Wednesday. Prices valid on Wednesday, 17th April only. Only at ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust always.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.
And you still listen to News 9. It's time for business with me, Charles Aite. Coming up, mining firms express readiness to support government in reviving Western Railway line. We'll tell you why. Market women in Accra fears yet to be launched e-payment app by the GRA could negatively affect compliance. Business news on News 9 is brought to you by MTN. Welcome to a new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, number 1 stop shop for all office essentials. First National Bank, we are the bank that understands your business. First National Bank, how can we help you? I'm Charles Aite with the details. Mining companies operating in the country have expressed readiness to discuss a possible solution to solving poor road networks in mining communities. This follows agitations by some indigents in where these mining firms operate. According to the chief executive of the Chamber of Mines, Suleiman Koni, they want to have a sustainable way of transporting haulage from mining sites without any hassle, hence the need to revive the Western Railway line. He spoke to Joy Business.
The planning of infrastructure, because if you are talking about heavy loads, heavy goods, transportation, globally, it's accepted and it's acknowledged that the best means of transporting heavy equipment, bulk, goods and so on and so forth is rail. So even as we are talking about fixing the roads, I think that we should have in parallel the revival of the Western Rail line. I think it's so critical. I was there last week and I saw things for myself. And those of us who have been frequenting Tarkwa will tell you that the road itself is such a busy road. It's not just the mining firms who actually use it, but you have timber firms, you have all kinds of businesses who also use the road. The road is burdened, so to speak. We should have an alternative means of transporting heavy equipment, heavy goods into that area, and from that area. It's so critical.
Chief Executive of the Chamber of Mines, Suleiman Lukoni. The Greater Accra Market Women Association says any move by the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, to introduce an electronic payment system for taxes could pose as a great challenge to market women not abreast with mobile phone technology. The GRA at a stakeholders forum today hinted of launching an e-payment mobile application that will boost tax compliance, but the association fears this could be a challenge. Messina Afrowa Nijan is president of the association.
It is a testing case. We want to see how it will end. But I think at least from the beginning there will be some problems with it, because most of the people can just ring numbers on their phone, but they can't text or they can't put up messages. So it will be very difficult. Presently it's a new idea and we can't say it will be 100% correct or 100% wrong. Messina
Afrowa Nijan is president of the Greater Accra Market Women Association. Access Bank Ghana, as a way to improve its loan book, say it will increase investment in the trade and export sector. During a presentation of the bank's 2018 annual report at the Facts Behind the Figures by the Ghana Stock Exchange, it emerged that Access Bank fell short in its lending rates following the restructuring in the banking sector. However, in 2019, the bank intends to improve its loan books by lending more to its customers. Let's hear from the Managing Director of Access Bank Ghana.
On the retail space, like I said, we are going to be to demonstrate the fact that we support financial inclusion of the government and of this administration. So we do a lot of things to grow the retail banking book of the bank. Salary payday loan, for instance. If your salary is with us, you can get a loan in 3 minutes on the app. So we're doing a lot of that in the market to grow retail banking products and loans in the marketplace. Like I also said in my presentation, in the wholesale space, we also see opportunities. Africa is about trade. So we're collaborating with international partners, for instance, DEG, to grow trade for German businesses, import and export out of Ghana. And as we see opportunities in the manufacturing sector, we'll also grow our loan book responsibly for those that means the risk assessment criteria of the bank.
And that was MD of Access Bank Ghana. Meanwhile, the 2018 financial figures show that whereas gross earnings went up by 12% in 2018, its loans and advances declined by 6%. And that's it by way of business on Newsnight with me, Charles Aite.
Thank you very much.
It's your day off and you end up looking after the baby while your wife goes off to work. You realize you have no idea how to change a diaper. So you video call your wife.
Hello, darling.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Kojo, is everything all right?
Everything is all right. I'm not seeing Topo. How do I change a baby's diaper, please?
Kojo. Okay, first, put the diaper.
The video call freezes. While you wait for the internet to catch up, the baby sprouts a fountain and wets the diaper. As you are getting a new one, your wife comes back online.
Kojo, no. Why did you leave Abeku alone on the bed?
But I had to go and get a new diaper. What must I do next? I beg, quick.
Open the front of the diaper. It's the side that has...
Wow, look, the video freezes again.
By now, you know where the conversation is going. There's no buffering in real life, so why accept it from your internet connection? Get connected and experience ultra-fast internet to your home, powered by MTN Fiber Broadband. We're there for you, everywhere you go.
We give you nothing but the best, we stay above the rest. More quality, more affordability. Kingdom Books and Stationery. Everybody's going to the one and only shop, where customer satisfaction is a guarantee. Kingdom Books and Stationery.
Oh yes, with our 30 days credit facility with no interest charge, free delivery services, and our free consultation on setting up your office, Kingdom Books and Stationery is unmatched in our delivery of quality and affordable office essentials, equipment, and furniture.
Experience world-class customer service in all our branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi.
Call us on 0302-764-101
or visit our website at www.kingdomgh.com.
Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all office essentials and stationery. Terms and conditions apply.
Let us help you bank with the right bank. At First National Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're a digital partner that actually understands your business. Enjoy massive value with our various banking solutions. Get a business check account, a day-to-day transactional account for all businesses from all sectors of the economy. Access our online banking enterprise and bank your way 24/7. Invest with our short or long-term options that enable immediate access to funds. Optimize your cash flow, raise capital, and acquire assets with ease with our lending solutions. Trade with speed, consistency, and innovation with our global payments and forex solutions. With so much value up for grabs, there is no reason not to bank with First National Bank. First National Bank. How can we help you?
Honey, I need to get some.
But I don't have cash on me. Let me get some fuel quickly and let's go.
And how are you going to get the fuel? I thought you said you didn't have cash on you. What is this one?
My Puma card.
All it takes is a card. The Puma card allows you to buy fuel cash-free from all Puma energy filling stations. You can use your Puma card with any Visa points of sale and ATM across the country. The Puma card also works on mobile money. You get amazing discounts when you fill up with your Puma card. So register for free and get your Puma card instantly at any Puma filling station.
And you only got one for yourself, eh?
Yeah, would I have had my piece of mind?
Oh, thank you, honey.
And where are you going?
I'm getting something from the shop real quick. I need to test the card.
Puma Card. Cash-free convenience.
Imagine living in a world of comfort and luxury. In a well-planned and gated community with access to an ultra-modern sports complex which has Olympic-sized swimming pools, football, basketball, athletics, and gym facilities. I'm talking about Eden Heights, the new destination for luxury in Ghana. Eden Heights is developed with the highest grade of finishing in our penthouses and our 1 to 4 bedroom apartments, and is located close to the beach resorts along the Atlantic Ocean, about 30 minutes drive from the airport and 5 minutes walk from the West Hills Mall. Eden Heights is the ideal location for luxury. Visit us at edenheights.com.gh or email to sales@edenheights.com.gh or call us on 050-153-1444 or 050-153-1445 for more information. Eden Heights, welcome home.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back, and as we prepare for that big game at Camp Nou against Barcelona, that's the Manchester United. They are warming up as we speak, but we'll get to live commentary shortly. But Aviation Minister Joseph Kofi Adda is accusing the minority of seeking to score cheap political points with suggestions that government is planning to hand over management of the Kotoka International Airport to a Turkish firm. You recall that the minority in Parliament is alleging that government intends to hand over management of the KIA to a Turkish firm, TAV Airport Holding. Currently, the airport is being managed by the Ghana Airport Company Limited. A document prepared by the Aviation Minister for Cabinet's consideration and cited by Joy News shows that TAV Airport Holding Company Limited will be in charge of the day-to-day operations, including a facility maintenance and fees collection. But Aviation Minister Kofi Adda denies that.
First of all, I haven't seen anything credible on that. I'd like to get something credible from whoever is putting this out, for them to explain to me what they mean by privatization or selling and so on and so forth. I've been a consultant for the most part of my life, professional life in Ghana. When you talk about privatization, it takes all kinds of connotations. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know who's putting this out there. I've even heard that it's been said somewhere that they're selling Ghana Airport. I don't know who you're going to sell it to, who's going to buy it, for how much. I'm surprised at that. But the government would always look at any kinds of arrangement that would improve the value of the assets that we have in the nation. Bear in mind that the president has made it very clear that he's here to protect the public purse. Public purse is not just about the money, about the treasury, but even about the assets. So if there's any asset that is still owned that we have to protect, it's not about just protecting and keeping the way it is, keeping there for it to remain that way for long. If there's going to be any engagement in the airport company that would enhance its value, that would enable them to be able to pay dividends. Something that would be good for us to look at. But at this stage, nobody has formally come to me talking about what we need to do to privatize. And I don't know where the word privatization comes from. I don't know where the word sales comes from. I'm yet to see the documentation, to read, understand, and know what they're talking about. So I think the question should go more to those who are putting this out. If some people undertake some cheap political shots or what does not exist, that's for them to ask.
And Joseph Kofi Adda is the aviation minister. And that's it for Newsnight tonight. And we're making way for our sports team to take over with commentary of that game between Barcelona and Manchester United. And MFI, you say waiting. Say again?
Has been called off.
Has the game been called off?
Yes.
No,
it hasn't. Manchester United had given out.
We've given up.
Yeah.
No, but you don't know. Are you a supporter of Manchester United?
I am.
And you don't know our history?
I am.
We only do the impossible.
No.
These are the kind of games we've been made for.
3-1. Okay, we're expecting to get 3-1 today, right?
We're just winning. We just have to win the game. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will.
Thank you very much for joining us here on Newsnight. And well, the team will take it over shortly. Stay with us for that commentary from the Camp Nou.